In our last two sessions, we discussed a letter from a woman who complained that her mother always talked in a negative way about her father. I suggested that as she talked to her mother, she keep two words foremost in her thoughts: love and truth. Then I gave some examples of what that might look like. Now back to the writer of the letter. Notice that in the examples I gave you, you are acknowledging the truth of what your mother is saying. Your father can often be selfish and difficult, but you are also telling the rest of the truth. You're telling her why he's behaving like that. You're explaining his behavior rather than simply standing by while she acts like a victim. But explaining his behavior is very different from defending his behavior, which you do not need to do. Keep in mind that as you speak to her, you must do your best to avoid even the slightest tone of irritation or criticism or condescension, which you can't fake, or she'll feel attacked. She might feel attacked even if you avoid those negative feelings. If you do tell her the truth in a loving way, though, it's quite likely that she will react in one of two ways. First, she might become interested in the principles you're sharing with her. She might ask you how you came to understand people in this new way. I've seen this happen many times. That will give you an opportunity to explain real love to her. And then she might learn more about real love and actually change the way she interacts with her husband. In that case, she wins and you win. Second, she might sense the truth of what you're saying, but she still won't like it. That's actually more likely. Victims tend to keep acting like victims, mostly around people who let them act like victims, around the people who give them the sympathy and attention they crave. So, if you react to your mother by telling the truth instead of giving her sympathy, that won't be any fun for her, and she'll very likely quit gossiping around you. In that case, she loses, but you win, because you don't have to hear the gossiping anymore. Notice that in both cases, you win. So you can't lose by using this approach of loving her and simultaneously telling her the truth. At worst, she could get mad at you, but she's done that hundreds of times before. So what's the risk? If you keep offering loving explanations for your father's behaviors, one of the two situations I just described will prevail. She'll either learn something or she'll quit whining to you about your father. And in either case, you'll be much happier than you are now. I also suggest that you try practicing with some friends who are experienced in real love what you'll be saying to your mother. If you try it right off with her, you'll tend to become afraid and freeze up. By practicing with people who are easier, less threatening, you'll become more comfortable and more prepared for talking to your mother. Remember throughout it all that everybody just needs to feel loved, both your mother and your father, and you'll find it easier to deal with.